Jane Waithera has many talents. She's a writer, entrepreneur, and an activist, but her path was defined early. She was born into a Kikuyu community in rural Kenya with albinism.
I was born to a teenage mother, and this teenage mother, when she got me, from what she tells me from her labor room experience, is that when the baby started coming out, the midwife screamed and asked her, "What is that?"
Jane's mother left early on, leaving Jane's grandmother to raise her. But the scars of this abandonment in childhood remained. Growing up, Jane never met anyone who looked like her, and she was constantly shunned by her peers.
In school, I was getting teased every day, like to a point of I would hide in the tree bushes and go home when the bell rang. But every time I went home, the love that my grandmother gave me was like my sounding board.
But Jane stood firm and channeled her energy into forming the group Positive Exposure Kenya. Founded in 2010, it aims to support people with albinism across Africa through economic empowerment, social protection, and raising awareness.
Starting Positive Exposure for me was a wish, my childhood wish that no child gets treated the way I was treated, and no mother gets to feel what my mother felt when they deliver children with albinism.
People with albinism in Kenya and other African countries are constantly at risk. Harmful myths still persist in many communities. Some believe a child born with albinism means their family is cursed. Sadly, the stigma has become a catalyst for ritual killings, which in turn fuels a black market for their body parts.
Witch doctors in many African countries tell their clients, "Oh, you bring me body parts of a person with albinism." And for anyone, of course, to get my body part, they have to harm me. We don't have laws that protect people with albinism. Even reporting these cases, sometimes it doesn't fit anywhere in the law.
Albinism is a recessive genetic condition inherited from both parents. It means there is less dark pigmentation or melanin in the skin, hair, and eyes. Globally, 1 in 17,000 people has albinism. In sub-Saharan Africa, the frequency is as high as 1 in 5,000. Still, few understand albinism, even those with the condition, including Collins Ombayo, who now works with Jane.
Many of us then lived in fear of persecution and maybe being taken to a foreign land for ritual killings. There are incidents, cases that we've had. The recent one happened last year in Malawi, where a child with albinism was hacked. The arms and limbs were hacked, basically on the belief that body parts of persons with albinism can create wealth or fame.
Some believe it's taboo to even talk about albinism. Many people with the condition struggle to find jobs, and those that do often find their options limited. But Positive Exposure's advocacy has seen more corporates open doors.
No special world for people with albinism, where with the talk of they're out there and then there's the society on this side. What we really need to work around is supporting diversity and inclusion and ensuring like albinism is just part of the beauty of human diversity.
Jane Waithera is working towards a more inclusive Kenya, where a lack of pigment doesn't mean a lack of respect.